Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here with my favorite products of 2011. I can't believe how fast 2011 flew by, and I'm just really excited to kind of recap the amazing products that I discovered in 2011. Now, not all of these products are going to be new, just things that I discovered in 2011 or things that I used consistently and really loved throughout 2011. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started with lips. One of my favorite products this year has been the Tarte Lip Surgeons lip stains. Just absolutely love these. They're so universal, conditioning, pretty long wearing, and just very good smelling, nourishing, all natural. Just really love these. On that same note, the Clinique Chubby Sticks is sort of the same type of product, a little bit more creamy and a little bit more lipstick-esque, but a little bit more cost-effective of an option. Also just have been loving these and really grabbing for these a lot all throughout 2011. In the drugstore category, my favorite lip gloss of 2011 was the Revlon Colorburst Lip Gloss, and these actually did come out in 2011. These are really great because they have a great color range, really awesome applicator, pretty affordable, and there's the applicator. And just all in all, just a great lipstick, especially from the drugstore, one of my all-time favorite drugstore lip glosses. And as a partner to that, my other favorite drugstore lip product was the Revlon lip butters. And these just came out towards the end of 2011, but I absolutely love these. They're really pigmented, really glossy. I'm wearing one today in Peach Parfait. Just a really great cross between a lipstick, a lip gloss, and a chapstick. They're conditioning, they're pigmented, and they're glossy. So they're a really great all-in-one product you can kind of throw in your bag. And the theme kind of in the lip category is that I love that kind of all-in-one product. And I think that the Chubby Sticks and the lip stains are sort of in that category as well. And then I have to do an honorable mention for Benefit lip gloss and lipstick. Before 2011, I had never tried Benefit Cosmetics lip products, and I just have to say I'm really happy that I gave these a try. The lipstick that I love the most is called Lady's Choice. It's a really pretty kind of pale, pinky, neutral nude color. And this is a great everyday color for the office, for school. And then my favorite gloss is the Nuditude, and it's a really pretty sparkly nude gloss. And you could wear this over pretty much any lipstick. It just kind of adds a little bit of sparkle to it. But before 2011, I had never been a big Benefit fan, and Benefit is definitely a brand I discovered in 2011 and have just been loving throughout the entire year. So if you're looking for a high-end lipstick or lip gloss, I would highly recommend the Benefit products. Moving on to blushes, my favorite drugstore blush was the Milani Baked Blush. This is just an example of one of the colors that I own, because I do own several, and this is the color Rose d'Oro. These are like a mineral baked blush, and they're super pigmented and very affordable, about $7 at the drugstore. So I absolutely love those. And my high-end blush goes to the Tarte Amazonian Clay 12-Hour Blush, and this is the color Peaceful. This is what I'm wearing today, and I pretty much wear this blush almost every single day. In the pan, it looks pretty boring, but it has a really nice subtle shimmer to it, and it's a nice warm peachy pink color. But the shimmer in it, like I said, is very subtle, whereas a lot of other shimmers look almost like duochrome-esque. This one I think is a really nice soft and subtle cheek, especially if you like to contour as much as I do. Really love these blushes. They're a little bit more expensive at about $24, but I really love the packaging on these. I love how long wearing they are, how pigmented they are, and I just love Tarte as a brand. Obviously, as you can see, I'll probably mention them more than once in this video, but I picked up several of these this year, but Peaceful was definitely my favorite color. Moving on to bronzer, I have two high-end favorite bronzers and one drugstore, so I'll start with the drugstore option. My favorite drugstore bronzer in 2011 was the Neutrogena Healthy Skin Bronzer, and I have this in the color Sunrise Glow number 70. And this is a really great bronzer because it has multiple shades within it and a little bit of shimmer, but not too much. I typically do gravitate towards more of a matte bronzer, but this shimmer is a really nice subtle shimmer. And I really like this because it wasn't too muddy looking, but also wasn't too orange looking. It was very pigmented, and you could use this either as an all-over bronzer or to contour. So this really, I think, was my #1 bronzer throughout 2011. I reached for this the most. And my second all-time favorite bronzer of 2011 was the Chanel Soleil Tan de Chanel, also known as Bronze Universal. And this is a cream bronzer, looks like this, comes in a little pot. I love this one as well, but it's a little bit harder to work with because you have to have a synthetic brush. As you can see, I used the wrong brush a couple times and got some hair stuck in there, so it's kind of an issue. But this is a really, really natural, again, pretty bronze, cream bronzer, so it does have that kind of natural glow to it. It won't work for very dark skin tones. It's really known as a bronzing base, so you can use it underneath a bronzer if you want to help bring out your bronzer more. But I would highly recommend that one because it is a more expensive product, but it has lasted me all year and I really barely made a dent in it. So if you're looking to invest in a high-end kind of premium bronzer product, I would highly recommend the Bronze Universal by Chanel. And then I have to give an honorable mention to the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil Bronzing Powder. This is a matte bronzer, and this is a really popular one. Everyone talks about this. Probably because it smells like chocolate. It's a very redeeming factor of this one. But I discovered this late in the year of 2011 and I've been loving it as well. It's very pigmented, very matte, and really looks great as a contour. I would be like a little hesitant to use this all over my face with a big fluffy brush because I think it would kind of just darken up my complexion a little too much. But I really love this one for contouring. Moving on to concealers, my favorite concealer of 2011 for my under eye circles goes to Tarte's Dark Circle Defense, and this is in the color Light Medium. As you can see, I've hit pan on this one and it's almost gone. This is a very pricey concealer at $32, but I purchased it during Tarte's Friends and Family sale. Sometimes you can also find this in kits on QVC. If you haven't checked this out, I would really, really recommend it. It kind of is along the same lines as my second favorite under eye concealer, which is Bobbi Brown's Corrector, and I have this in the color Bisque. It's a pink, again, another pink toned concealer for the under eye. But I don't know what it is about this Tarte one. It has really good coverage, it doesn't crease, it's really blendable, and it has this nice kind of moisturizing, dewy quality to it that I really like for the under eye area. Since I've been running out of this one, I just wanted to give another one a try, so that's why I picked up the Bobbi Brown one, but between the two, it's a really tough call. I know a lot of people are huge fans of the Bobbi Brown one. Personally, I just have my heart kind of set on the Tarte one, but I haven't found a ton of big differences between them. And then the final drugstore under eye concealer that I've been loving, and this is actually more of a skincare product, it's the Garnier Dark Circle Defense Anti-Dark Circle Eye Roller, and my little sticker fell off, so I don't remember the name. But this is just a tinted under eye serum, and I think this works probably for most people. If you don't have severe dark under eye circles, you could just roll this under your eye. It's super quick, easy. You just pat it out to blend it out, and you're good to go. You can even use this in combination with another concealer as a starter kind of to conceal majority, and then you could just put your foundation over it or your powder. It's kind of really up to you, but I found that this was a really great no frills product for like on the weekends when you didn't want to wear maybe a lot of makeup. I would just kind of throw it under my eyes and just run out the door, and it was really quick and really easy, so I've been loving that. I also recommend this one to younger folks that maybe aren't quite ready to delve into the world of under eye concealers. You don't quite really need it yet. I would really just suggest giving this one a try. Moving on to my favorite category, foundation. I have quite a few picks in this category, so bear with me. I'll start with the high-end ones and then go into the low-end ones. Probably my all-time #1 favorite foundation of 2011, the foundation that I reached for the most all year, is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place Makeup, and I wear this in the color 2N1 Desert Beige. This product is just amazing. It is medium to full coverage, it's extremely long wearing, 15 hours of coverage. It has a really nice natural matte finish, and for me, it's just one of those trusty products. I know if I put it on, my makeup's gonna look amazing all day. It still has this nice glow to it. It's not overly matte or drying, and it really, really lasts. So I really, really love this. The kind of drugstore equivalent to that would be Revlon Color Stay, but this is another one of my favorites for 2011, but this one I don't really enjoy using on its own. In my experience, I've really loved mixing it with the Revlon Photo Ready. The Revlon Photo Ready is a little bit more dewy and has some pearlescent kind of sparkle particles in it, so when you mix them together, it creates this really nice luminescent dewy foundation that is still really good coverage and really long wearing. So alone, the Revlon Color Stay I think is good for maybe a special occasion, or if you're a night out on the town and you really want your makeup to stay in place and you don't want to have any kind of dewiness, or you really want that matte full coverage look. I love the Revlon Color Stay, but in my experience for an everyday full coverage foundation, I prefer the Double Wear because it's a little easier to blend, to sheer out, depending on how you apply this. For example, if you apply this with like a damp beauty blender, it can be more of a moderate coverage. Now there's also an Estee Lauder Double Wear Light, which I did try in 2011, but it didn't make the cut into my favorites video because for me, this one I think is just really versatile, and if you wanted to sheer it out, you really don't need both. But for those of you who don't like a full coverage foundation, you might want to try checking out the Estee Lauder Double Wear Light. And then my other high-end foundation pick is a product that came out in 2011, and this is the MAC Match Master Foundation, and I wear this in the color 1.5. I love this foundation. When I read about it, I had a feeling I would love it, and I absolutely love it so much. It's great for gals with a neutral undertone, and if you have normal to oily skin. It has a really great satin matte finish, has a nice glow to it, but really controls oil at the same time. Really long wearing and provides a great blendable, seamless foundation match. That's the thing I really love about this. It's a great neutral undertone, whereas so many other MAC foundations, if you don't have a yellow undertone, if you don't have a pink undertone, you're going to have a really hard time finding a MAC foundation, but this one, because it is more of that neutral undertone, it worked perfectly for me. And it's just my kind of go-to everyday foundation when maybe I don't want quite as much coverage or don't need as much staying power as the Estee Lauder Double Wear. I would reach for the Match Master. And I have to give an honorable mention to another drugstore foundation I discovered in 2011 that I really love, and it's the Maybelline Dream Smooth Mousse. This is a creamy kind of compact foundation, and while it is made for more drier skin types, I absolutely love this stuff. It has such a pretty, dewy, luminescent quality, it has amazing coverage, it's really easy to apply. I really love applying this with a flat top kabuki brush, synthetic brush, or with like a beauty blender again. I turned my little sister onto this product and she absolutely loves it. My one downfall with it is that it's not long wearing, so if you need a long wearing foundation, this definitely isn't for you, but it is a $6 or $7 foundation from the drugstore. You get a lot of product, it will last you a really long time, and it has a really pretty natural finish, yet provides really good coverage. So I think for drugstore foundation of the year, in my opinion, I would give it to Maybelline Dream Smooth Mousse because it came out in 2011 and it was a really good product, and so it just delivered on everything that it said it would. So while I still really love these two, the Photo Ready and the Color Stay, these two have been around for a while and a lot of people talk about them, but I think that the Dream Smooth Mousse was definitely like in my opinion, the shining drugstore foundation of 2011. Moving on to powders, I have two powders I wanted to chat about. The first one is Benefit's Hello Flawless Powder Foundation, and I have this in the color Champagne. I recently picked this up in an HSN gift set and I absolutely love it. I love this powder because it's pressed, so it's easy to travel with, and you can use it in a variety of ways. You can use this as a powder foundation, and you can also use it as a setting powder. I especially like to partner this with more of a light coverage foundation, like a tinted moisturizer, and then just to kind of mattify it a little bit, put this powder over it. I just really think it delivers good coverage, and it also doesn't make my skin oily, so it controls the oil, provides good coverage, and keeps my skin looking matte and oil free, which I personally really enjoy. And then my favorite loose powder of 2011 is the Mary Kay loose powder. I have this in the color Ivory 2. Again, I love this powder because it has a little bit of coverage to it, and it has more of a matte finish. It's a great everyday setting powder, a little bit more expensive than drugstore products, but an all-around really great powder, and this will last you forever. So if you're looking for a really good setting powder that's going to be long wearing, provide a little bit of coverage, and keep your skin looking matte, I would highly recommend the Mary Kay loose powder. And I also wanted to do an honorable mention to my favorite drugstore loose powder of 2011, and that's the Almay Nearly Naked loose powder. This was one that I was using before I discovered the Mary Kay one, and I really like this one. This one, though, I think would be better for someone with normal to dry skin because it has a little bit less coverage, has a little bit more of luminosity to it, it's a little bit more finely milled, so if you don't really need quite as much coverage or quite as much of a mattifying effect, I would give this one a try. It's a really natural, luminous, kind of pretty looking loose powder, but it also really helps your makeup stay on a lot longer, I found. So moving on to highlighters. I have two favorite highlighters of 2011. The first one is another Benefit product, and it is the Benefit What's Up. And I love this concealer because, I love this highlighter because it is in stick and cream form. So it's super easy to just throw onto your cheeks, dab out, blend out. You can use a brush, you can use your finger, you can use the little sponge blender on the other side, and provides a really pretty pearlescent glow that is not glittery, chunky, or too stripy looking. It's going to reflect the light in a good way, not in a bad way. So if you've never tried a cream highlighter, I would totally recommend this one. I also love it because it doesn't make your makeup streaky, it doesn't make it splotchy at all, it just blends on perfectly, and it's super seamless and easy. My favorite drugstore highlighter 2011 is the Physicians Formula Powder Palette Mineral Glow Pearls in the color Light Bronze Pearl. And this is sort of a drugstore alternative to MAC's Mineralized Skin Finishes. This is, again, a powder, a mineral powder highlighter. And I love this color because it's a warm, taupey color. It's not a super white, stark highlighter. It kind of helps blend in with your bronzer and just give a nice pearly glow to your cheeks. And this will only cost you about $10 to $12. So if you're looking for a cheap alternative to a MAC mineralized skin finish, which will run you about $27, I would highly suggest giving these Physicians Formula highlighters a try. I've been using this like crazy all throughout 2011. Moving on to eyeshadow. All of my favorite eyeshadows of 2011 come in palettes, and maybe that's not fair for me to only pick palettes because each palette has like numerous eyeshadows. But what I discovered in 2011 is that I don't like eyeshadow quads, I don't like eyeshadow trios, I don't like eyeshadow duos, I don't like single eyeshadows. I like palettes. I like to have one thing that I grab, and typically I use just eyeshadows within one palette. I don't like to fuss around in the morning. I really just grab one palette, and then I use that palette for my entire makeup look. So I have 4 palettes I just wanted to run through really quick. These are the palettes I've been using all throughout 2011 and that I absolutely love. The first one is a pretty easy guess. It's the Urban Decay Naked palette. This is a really pretty neutral palette. Has some great day to night looks. Warms, neutrals, shimmers, glitters, mattes. It's just awesome. I love this palette. It'd be a great gift also if you're looking to get anyone a gift. I really don't need to say more about this one. I think everybody is obsessed with that one. My second next favorite one is the Too Faced Natural Eye Palette. Another neutral eye palette. I really tend to gravitate towards more of those neutral eye looks, and they recently redid the packaging in these, making it a lot more sleek and compact, which I personally love. Again, a lot of neutral colors, some shimmers, some mattes, some very sparkly ones, and I just love this one. Again, a really simple and easy palette, great for travel, and you just have all the colors you need in this, so this is another one I've really been loving. Another one of my favorite eyeshadow palettes is the Smashbox Softbox eyeshadow palette. Again, another neutral eye palette. This one comes with 9 eyeshadows and 2 eyeliners and a really great double-ended brush. I love these because most of these colors are pretty warm, other than this row here, which are a little bit cooler. They're really great everyday wearable eyeshadows, and you can, I'm actually wearing them today. You can use them for a really natural look, or you can build them up to be a little bit more dramatic, so absolutely love that one. And then my final favorite eyeshadow palette of 2011 is the Urban Decay 15th Anniversary Eyeshadow Palette. This one I reach for a little bit less just because of the packaging, but the colors in it are just so beautiful. Very pigmented, very creamy shadows, a really wide range of shades. You've got a lot of purples, some pinks, some golds, and warmer kind of neutral base colors, some really nice smoky browns, a pewtery silver color, black, just some really great options. Really fun for more, I don't reach for this as much for an everyday eye look, but for more of a going out eye look or something more fun and more creative, I tend to grab for this palette because it has a lot of different colors that are a little less neutral that I probably wouldn't wear every day, but I love it. And the packaging's really cute and really fun. Moving on to my favorite beauty tools, I have quite a few, so I'm just going to try to go through this as quick as possible. My first one is the Real Technique Stippling Brush. Love this one because of the size, the density, and the shortness of the fibers. Really easy to control. One of my favorite face brushes of the year because it's great for liquid foundation, cream foundation, also great for cream blusher. So really great brush and super affordable, available at Ulta. My next favorite kind of series of brushes that came out this year is the Sigma Sigmax brushes, and I've acquired quite a few of these over the past year, but my favorite two are the F80 Flat Top, and this is my favorite for foundation, and then also the F84 Angled Top Kabuki, and I love this one for contouring with my Bronze Universal, and I also like it again for cream blush. Great. Very dense, don't shed brushes from Sigma. And along those same lines, another brush kit that came out from Sigma recently is the Sigma Mrs. Bunny Synthetic Brush Set. This is vegan because it uses the same synthetic hairs as used in the Sigmax brush line. And I just love these because they're so colorful and fun. I love the container, and it's just a really awesome synthetic brush set. If you love synthetic brushes as much as I do, you should really check this out. It's $109, but you get 12 brushes. So this was one that I've been reaching for towards the last little part of 2011, but I can see that this one is going to be a big favorite in 2012 as well. And then two other products, tools I want to mention. The first is the Sephora number 57 concealer brush. This is a buffer brush for your under eye concealer. You can also use it around your nose, on your cheek, but I absolutely love this brush. I don't go a day without using it because it works so well at buffing out concealer or foundation. It's tapered, dome-shaped, and very dense, but as a great length to it. It's not too short and stubby, and it's not too dense, so it doesn't blend away the product, it just blends out the product, which is a key to a brush like this. You don't want to get one too dense or too fine because it's really about that perfect length, perfect shape, and perfect density, and I think that this brush is perfect. I love it. And then my final tool, well, brush that I want to mention is this Tarte cheek brush. It's a really itty bitty small skinny tapered cheek brush, and I absolutely love this just for dabbing color on the apples of my cheeks every day. Just a really good shape and just really gets into the apples of the cheek and just pats it on. My biggest pet peeve with blush brushes is when they're too big and they end up getting the blush all over your face. This baby is really precise and really easy to use. And the final tool that I'm going to mention is the Beauty Blender. I've already mentioned this a couple times in this video. When I first tried this, I wasn't a huge fan, but the more I used it, the more I loved it. It's great at blending out concealer under your eye. You can pounce it around your face for your foundation. It can also be used with cream to powder foundations, even with cream blushes. I just really love these, and I tried several other egg-shaped sponges in 2011, one by Sonia Kashuk, one by Ulta, and really none of the other ones that I tried compared at all. It is a little pricey, but I really think it's worth the money.